left to right as we see it.
Field looks beautiful, Code. Looks absolutely beautiful, and they've got it cut a lot shorter than they had it at Stewart today. They'd let it grow quite long today with all of that Brady speed coming in. They made for some pretty long, luscious grass at Stewart Park this afternoon to try to slow Brady down. But 6 touchdowns for Brady, all at 20 yards or longer, including 2 55-yarders in that fourth quarter in the last 3 minutes. So it looks like a little faster track here at East City Park.
It is, and you got some speed. I think they were talking about, what they say, 11 of the guys are under 5 flat in the 40 out here for the Ainsworth Bulldogs, and so that's pretty good. That does include your linemen. It looks like getting ready to kick this one away will be number 45. That is Kellen Moody, the 225-pound senior. He's going to kick it from left to right. Standing back at the 5-yard line is Traegan McNally as well as Morgan Kinney. And we await the official whistle after the band. It's homecoming 2022 here for the Ainsworth Bulldogs. Niobrara Verdigre Cougars in white uniforms with blue numbers, and it's going to be a onside kick, and it looks like Owen Blumenstock is going to come after 3 Ainsworth players pick it up, and he'll pick it up about the 30. That's a nice little pop-up kick by Kellen Moody.
Yeah, and a couple of Bulldogs kind of ran into each other going for that high bounce, and good heady play by Blumenstock right before it came down to a Cougar. He was able to fall on it after a couple of Bulldogs leapt up for it at the same time and kind of bounced off each other.
First down to 10, Ainsworth on their own 28-yard line. Kinney split to left. On the right side will be Blumenstock by himself. Is McNally will send Blumenstock in motion. Got a big hole. Nice little block by Blumenstock. Here comes McNally on the keeper, and he steps out of bounds, and the white line kept him from running that one in, Greg, for 52 yards.
Boy, that was set up well. A good lead block as they ran with that little jet sweep. They actually brought the sweeper in motion, and he was the lead blocker on the play for McNally. And from the 29,
19.5 yards.
Yeah, he'll go down to the 32 of Niobrara Verdigre, so that's a big play. 28 on the carry for McNally.
Yeah, well, they were on the 28 to the 32, and it brings up first down to 10 in Niobrara Verdigre Cougar territory. In motion is Carter Nelson. Look back to pass. Here comes a blitz. You throw it up in the air. It's going to be Appel. Appel is going to catch the ball, and we did the radio jinx. He's now caught 4 passes.
I was going to say, is that his first non-touchdown? It's still going to go for a big play. Good job by McNally getting rid of it under pressure from the 32. That's going to be another 19 yards on the completion. So a nice throw from Traegan under pressure, and Appel has his first grab. 2 quick first downs for the Bulldogs.
And Ainsworth now is in the West Plains bank zone. First down and 10 inside that 15-yard line. They're on the 13. Split out to left side. Now Ethan Furno and McNally. Twins to the right. Carter Nelson running the quarterback spot. Looking for a blocker. They'll kind of eat him up, but he'll lean forward, and he'll pick up a couple yards. And what do we have? We have... I thought we had a stoppage of play.
Pretty good defense in there by the interior of that Niobrara Verdigre line. Isaac Pavlik from that linebackers were able to come help, just a gain of 2.
Second down and 8. Ainsworth could get a first down on the 3-yard line. Nelson will stay in the fullback position. In comes Jacob Held to run the tailback. Nelson off to the left side. He'll bust his way ahead to about the 5-yard line. Going to be a pickup of about 6 yards.
Yeah, pretty hard-earned yards there for Carter. Dragging a guy down low, and a couple others hitting him up high, and he was still able to fall forward.
Just the 4th play for the Bulldogs. Find themselves third down, and we'll call it 2. They can get to about the 3-yard line, maybe the 2.5 for the first down here, but definitely go time.
Yeah, 2-down territory for sure.
Especially when you put Carter Nelson out to the right side here as a tight end. McNally at the quarterback. Looking. The blitz is on. Pass is going to be short. Ainsworth electing not to run that one up the middle, and it's an incomplete pass by McNally, and that brings up a 4th down. That's a good stop for Niobrara Verdigre Cougars so far, Greg.
Well, they're bringing pressure, Cody, and they're making McNally make quick decisions as they're bringing an extra guy and trying to get in the Ainsworth quarterback's face and make him make that quick throw, and that time he just wasn't able to get it out into the flats.
Well, either team making a stop or a touchdown or a first down here, making a big statement. It is 4th down and 2.5 for the Ainsworth Bulldogs. In the backfield is Carter Nelson. And he'll look to string it out to the left side. And he is going forward, and he's in for the touchdown.
Good lead block, Cody, out there for Ainsworth. Morgan Kinney kicked out his guy. Carter just tucked right in behind number 21, Kinney, got right behind his back, and the last 3 yards were all Carter Nelson. Those were 5 hard-earned yards for the touchdown, but the Bulldogs, a nice statement early, 6-play drive, and they're on the board for a 52-yard touchdown drive.
10-16 to go here in the first quarter. 2-point try, looking to roll out, looking to pass. And they do have Nelson sacked. I don't know if that was going to be a screenplay because Appel didn't roll out. He looked to block like he was blocking a run. But a great stop by the Panthers, bringing the heat here with 10-16 to go here in the first quarter. Ainsworth 6, Niobrara Verdigre 0 on our Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
Three River Communications strives to better serve their customers of North Central Nebraska with the latest fiber technology, offering up to 1 gig internet speed, high-definition cable TV and telephone service. Three River Communications, your local service provider.
Gary's Electric in Ainsworth specializes in farm and ranch water equipment. When you need an electrical job done and you want it done right, call Gary's Electric in Ainsworth.
Well, back here at East City Park, Ainsworth strikes first. Impressive drive. A good stop on the 2-point try, though, by Niobrara Verdigre Cougars. And, Greg, just like that, you see the cloud cover rolling in here at East City Park. It looks like the sun's going to be a non-factor from now on.
Yeah, that immediately cooled things down. We were at 80 degrees at kickoff, and, yeah, that cloud cover took the sun away, and it immediately just was a nice cool off. Boy, it was beautiful at Stewart this afternoon, and it's now a beautiful evening here. We'll enjoy it.
Brady Keene going to actually be in his end zone right now waiting for the kick of Carter Nelson, who's just going to go about 4 yards back and kick this one, and it is going to go into the end zone. That's, in high school, non-returnable, but how about that 4 steps and kick through the
toe kicker. You know, somewhere at Ainsworth High School, there is about a size 12 shoe that's got about a 3-inch wooden block inside it and a square toe. Now, it was a right-footed shoe, but it can be made with the square toe for either foot.
Right.
I know it's somewhere in the
that's what
it's somewhere there.
It's Toe McBride. Yes. McBride. They called him the Toe. He went on to the University of Nebraska.
It still worked a few years after that.
Quarterback Cash Wickersham under center here, loaded up on the right side. He's going to hand it up right up the middle and stuffed quickly with number 6, Cody Wickersham.
Upended immediately. Tragan just knifed in there and took his legs out from under him before Wickersham could really get going right at the line of scrimmage. Nice play from McNally on the defensive.
Nelson and Holloway also there. That's going to bring up a second down, a long 9 here, as running over getting the play will be Colton Edema. 135-pound sophomore, wears number 9, picking up the play from Coach Jeff Shabram here. And it looks like a tight formation for the Cougars. They're going to go with I formation. Husto is the fullback back there. Big dude at 190 pounds. They're going to hand it off to him. Ball's loose. Kansas got it. That is 4th fumble recovery of the year.
Landon Holloway penetrated right past the center and blew that play up before the handoff could be cleanly made. What a quick move inside for Landon Holloway. He forces and recovers the fumble. Great play.
That's his 4th fumble recovery of the year for the senior for the Bulldogs. Getting ready to run in the play will be Ethan Furno, as well as quarterback for the Bulldogs here. That is Tragan McNally. And Ainsworth inside the West Plains Bank red zone once again. First down and 10 from the 11 after the turnover. Going to go into pistol formation. McNally has on his right hip. This is Kinney looking to go back to pass. Just going to throw this one up to jump up in the air, and it's Carter Nelson in for a touchdown.
The corner leapt over 2 Niobrara
they're going to call him for pass interference?
It might be after. No, they're going to say pass interference. They are.
Pass interference on Carter?
Boy, are they going to say he pushed off before he leapt up and made that catch. There were 2 Cougar defenders right in the corner of that end zone. Really pretty throw. Into that corner. Carter just out-battled 2 Cougars. Are they going to say he pushed off before he left? I didn't see it, Code. It didn't look to me like there were any arms extended.
Yeah. They're talking to the Cougars.
It is.
It's in double coverage. Double coverage, and he just went out. I'll back it up 15 yards. Run the same play. We'll see what happens. Yeah. It is now first down and 20 from the 26, That's a 15-yard penalty.
First and 25.
Well, they got it second down. It should be first down.
Right.
This is going to be McNally going back. There's holding. And now we got holding on Ainsworth in the backfield, caught by Carter Nelson. And
there's 2 scores for Nelson. Is this one going to stand up?
No, I think it's holding, and I thought he was held about the 20.
I think Nelson was held on his route.
And they didn't call that. And let's back up Ainsworth. Personal foul.
We got a hands to the face against somebody. Maybe that's against Niobrara. So this touchdown to Nelson will stand. It's a hands to the face penalty against Niobrara Verdigre. 26 yards on the touchdown strike. The first one results in an offensive PI. Second one, a 26-yard TD.
I thought it was holding because it was back there right, a couple yards deep on the from the line of scrimmage. And Greg, right there just shows you what you can do on the Ainsworth side. You just throw it to a point on the field, and that guy goes and gets it.
Yeah, 2 really athletic plays. And you're right, the timing off a little bit on that because Carter was held over the middle, and he was still able to catch up to it. Made a pretty nice little grab off the fingertips.
Ainsworth going for 2. Going to go right up the middle with held, and that's going to be good for a 2-point try. And with 9:20 to go here in the first quarter, it is Ainsworth 14, Niobrara Verdigre Cougars 0 on our Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
Maintain and enhance a beautiful lawn with Paulson's Lawn Service of Ainsworth. Jerry and Norma Paulson. Mowing, lawn cleanup, power raking, aerating, fertilizing, and spraying. They provide free estimates, references gladly given. Paulson's Lawn Service of Ainsworth.
Country Fabrics and Crafts of Valentine specialize in baby lock and simplicity sewing machines and sergers. For fabrics, notion, thread, yarn, zippers, trim, and patterns, head to Country Fabrics and Crafts in Valentine.
Well, after the turnover, Ainsworth strikes. So with 9:20 to go in the first quarter, 14-0. Ainsworth leads here, Greg. Again, I told you, their defense is what has surprised me so far this year.
Well, Cody, it's a case, you're right, they've been opportunistic. And that play still by Landon Holloway where he just knifed past the line and knocked that ball free before a handoff could be even made and then just fell on it. That was a really athletic play. You know, sometimes those are the toughest defensive linemen to guard. They're not the biggest guys in the world, but they're quick, and if they pick the right gap, it is tough on an offensive lineman.
The up back is Corey Wickersham has it. He picked it up at the 15, and he's going to get up to about the 28-yard line here as a short kick and about a 17-yard return.
Pretty nice, I guess you'd call it a block from Brady Cohen. He's a junior at 160 pounds. He took on Trey Appelt, got the worst of it, but kept Trey away from his returner. So at the 27, Niobrara Verdigre now down quickly. And this is one where your coach Shabram, you want to try to keep the ball in your possession for a while. See if you can churn out a few first downs, slow the momentum of this Ainsworth team before it really builds into an avalanche, as we've seen a couple of times this year from Ainsworth getting off to these just extremely fast starts. You think about North Central in that opening week game. It was just an avalanche of points in the opening quarter.
Well, they have created 14 turnovers now in 13 quarters, so not bad if you're Ainsworth on that side of things. It is first down to 10 here for the Cougars. Going to go back with that tight I formation. As I say that, off to the right side will go Dante Justo, basically out of wing back formation. Normally trap player, sweep play coming here. Here comes Ainsworth through, and it's Appelt, and finished off there by Held.
Boy, just no movement from that Niobrara Verdigre line. The Bulldogs getting penetration, strung that one out well, and then just used their athleticism. And it was Appelt from that defensive end spot. You always watch for those defensive ends to make the corner, set the edge. Don't let them get around you. Force them back inside where you typically have linebackers flowing to help.
Right. That's going to be a 3-yard loss for Cody Wickersham, the running back here for the Cougars. Got to bring up a second down and 13. Clock stopped at 9:09 as a runner ran out of bounds. It is I formation again for the Cougars. Cash Wickersham hands it off and right back through there in the backfield quickly. That again is Holloway.
Boy, he is basically back there meeting Wickersham as he tries to hand the ball off, and so that one to Wickersham just never had a chance to even hardly get the handoff cleanly before he had Holloway wrapping him up.
Another yard loss. That'll bring up a third down and 14. Cougars have it on the Bulldog on their own 23-yard line. Third down, and we'll call it 14 here. Now we're going to have some splits out to the right side. Wyatt Shabram is one of those. Kellen Vesley will be another one off to the left side here. Quarterback sends in motion Cody Wickersham. Going to go on a reverse play. Cut it up the middle. Nice little cut. Getting back to the line of scrimmage is Wickersham.
Yeah, Carter Nelson and Trey Appelt combine on the stop. They run the little jet sweep with Wickersham in motion. They're trying to get him the ball. He's a quick kid, but just not able to really get any forward momentum going. He did get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that is now 5 offensive plays for Niobrara Verdigre for a loss of 4 yards and a turnover. So it looks like they'll go into punt formation. Ainsworth has back deep to receive.
That's
Morgan Kinney.
Yeah, and this is kind of where Ainsworth kind of struggled a little bit here on little punt returns. We'll see what happens. They'll get away from it. Kinney will pick it up at the 10. He has somebody in his face, and he fell to a knee.
Yep,
He blew the whistle.
Put the knee down. He made that first defender miss, but as he did so, he lost his footing, and that knee just briefly touched the turf at about the 12 or 13-yard line.
So return of 2, but how about that? Morgan Kinney didn't want anybody to touch, and all of a sudden it took a nice Niobrara Verdigre bounce of about 15 yards, and here's a worse field position for the Ainsworth Bulldogs in their 3rd possession of the first quarter, 7:47 to go. In this first quarter, Ainsworth up 14-0, have it on their own 12-yard line. And first down and 10 as Carter Nelson becomes a quarterback. Split to left by himself is McNally. Nelson looking. He'll hand it off to Kinney. Kinney around the right side. He has 5. He has 10, 15, 20, 25, and about 29 yards as he brought down at about the 39-yard line. We'll see. Whoa. They get him into the Cougar territory at the 38.
Cody, that was an excellent lead block around the edge by Regan Blumenstock. He took out a linebacker and let Kinney get the corner and cut it up the field and then just use that speed. But that will go for 30 yards for Kinney. And that was keyed really by the block of Blumenstock on the edge.
Another first down for the Bulldogs inside Cougar territory at the 38-yard line. Nelson looking to go back to pass. Going to go on a hitch route, and he has wide open is McNally. He's at the 10, the 5, and he's in from 38 yards out. Carter Nelson, another touchdown pass for the Ainsworth Bulldogs. They strike quickly.
Wow, Cody, this is an impressive start for a team and a town that has been hungry for a football winner for a long time. So the crowd big out here. It is a full house to watch this Ainsworth team, and you were looking at some just really talented athletes.
Very much athletes.
In fact, that one, and just a pretty pass. You want to talk about able to do it all, jump up and catch a touchdown over a double team. How about just throw a teardrop right over the shoulder of your speedy receiver in McNally as they trade? You don't see that a lot. One player throws a touchdown to the other, and then on the next drive, that player who caught the touchdown throws one to the guy that threw it to him on the last time, as it looks like just shy of that 2-point try was Jacob Held. Yep, nice hit in there inside by the Cougars to hold him short on the 2-point try, but the Dogs back on the board again. Tri-County Bank scoreboard, 7:31 to go in the first, 20-0 Ainsworth.
Carter Nelson, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown. McNally with the passing touchdown. McNally has now 7 touchdowns through the air. Nelson, 6 through the air. Carter Nelson also leads the team. He has his 5th rushing touchdown here in this first quarter. 7:31 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back. Ainsworth leading 20-0.
Frontier Diesel of Ainsworth is your best choice for diesel truck and big rig repairs. Bruce Dannett and crew provide long-lasting repair work that stands up to the demands placed on your heavy-duty equipment. Dependable service, repairs done right. Frontier Diesel of Ainsworth.
Yeah, we mentioned the athletic ability of all the players. Carter Nelson, a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown here tonight. And with 7:31 to go in the first quarter, Greg, 20-0. Defense has stepped it up, but the offense hasn't missed a beat yet.
Well, and it's a case when you're against a team that's a young team that's been struggling a little bit, you try to jump on them early and don't let them hang around in a game, and that's what good teams do, and Ainsworth certainly doing that as the kick comes on a bounce.
Kane will go from the 6 to the 19, maybe 20 yards, so we'll give him 14 yards on the return as Ainsworth now doing a little bit shorter kicks, but a good field position at the 19.5-yard line here for the Niobrara Verdigre Cougars, and right now they've been trying to keep everything on the ground. They have not attempted a pass yet, Greg.
Yeah, held on special teams there, knocking the returner out of bounds to set up the Cougars at the just shy of the 20-yard line. Nice special teams play by Jacob, just a sophomore. Again, this is an Ainsworth team, just 5 seniors on the roster.
Blumenstock leads the team with 26 tackles, followed by McNally, and then Held. Here comes a pass, and
Good play out there. That was Owen Blumenstock that just stuck his shoulder right into the numbers of Wickersham. You can see they are trying to get the ball to Wickersham in a lot of different ways, but boy, that one, he tried to jump up for that high pass, and Blumenstock put a shoulder pad right in his midsection. The pass was too high.
First pass by Cash Wickersham will go incomplete. Will bring up a second down and 10. They'll call it from the 20-yard line here for the Cougars. Back to that tight I formation. Again, Dante Husto, the fullback, followed by Cody Wickersham, the I-back. Cash will look, hand it off to Husto. He's met and he bounces off a couple guys. He's going to get a couple yards. Nice job bouncing off first linebacker through as Husto will get a couple.
Yeah, he broke the tackle attempt of Blumenstock, but then it was Appelt and McNally that cleaned it up. And even after all that, a gain of just 2 for Husto, and sets up 3rd and long again for this Cougar team, down 20-0. We played just 5 minutes of this opening quarter.
3rd down and 8 from their own 22. Sticking with that I formation here. Ainsworth's going to not load up the box as much here as Cash will look to go back to pass. He'll send a man right down the middle, and it overshoots him. And that was intended for Kellen Vesely.
Boy, the coverage good back there, Cody. Morgan Kinney was step for step with Vesely, and just there was no place to really go with that ball. So you lead him a little much and then know that maybe is the only place you can try to complete that, as he was blanketed. Morgan Kinney did not buy the play-action fake, and that's going to be another potential 3 and out.
Yeah, it's a punting situation here for the Cougars. Kinney will stand back at about his own 20. This is going to be punted away off of the foot of number 14, Preston Crosley, and it's going to go into the end zone. No return. How about that for a bomb punt?
Yeah, that was a big one. That goes for about 58 yards on that punt. Now, it was wind-aided. The wind is out of the east tonight, but that was a great punt. It got over Kinney's head and all the way to the end zone, which was probably a break for the Bulldogs that it didn't roll dead inside the 5.
And again, you look at it, a youngster, Morgan Kinney, a sophomore, probably not banking any wind into it, but the last punt we saw was a dandy of a punt also off of the foot of Crosley. It'll be Ainsworth, 1st down and 10 from their own 15, 6:37 to go in the first quarter, leading 20-0. Appelt split to the left, Twins to the right, includes Morgan Kinney. This could be Nelson trying to run it up the middle, and he will pick up maybe a yard or 2.
Yeah, good job by Niobrara. Verdigre slowing that one down. It was the big fella, Gunnar Shabram, setting the edge, and then the linebackers came in, Kellen Moody and Walker Kotras, that cleaned that one up. And
yeah, Moody, the defensive tackle, their leading tackler on the year.
Just a gain of 2 for Carter. They strung that one out pretty well, but it started with setting the edge there, Gunnar Shabram.
Moody actually, linebacker also there is Gunnar Shabram, number 70 on the line. Nelson going to hand this one off outside. Is going to go Morgan Kinney. He'll have enough for the first down. Does he have enough speed to get around the corner? Kellen Moody giving him chase. He'll reach down, try to get him, and he's gone. That is going to be a touchdown for Morgan Kinney, and that one, ladies and gentlemen, is going to end up going for 63 yards.
And you know what? It was the exact same play on that little sweep, and it was the same block on the same defender by Riggin Blumenstock. He sealed that edge the second time that he's done that led to a big gain for Kinney in the run game, and that one is just a case where the Bulldogs are getting to the edge, and that speed is just something that Niobrara Verdigre in this first quarter cannot match.
Angels will go for 2 here. Carter Nelson will be the quarterback. Off to the right side, off his hip will be Jacob Held. 2-point try, going to hand it off to Held, looking for some leading blocking, and Held is not going to get there again. A nice stop there again.
Yeah, it was Kellen Moody getting in there, just kind of scraping down the line of scrimmage, and they forced Held to try to cut it upfield, and when he did so, scraping down that line, it was Moody there to stop him. But wow, the Ainsworth Bulldogs in overdrive here in this opening quarter. 5:53 to go, and on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard now 26-0 after the 63-yard touchdown run.
5:53 to go the first quarter. More from the first quarter coming up after these words from our fine sportscasters.
When you need expert electrical service, call on Travis Electric of Ainsworth. Travis Electric provides installation, repair, rewiring, maintenance, and upgrades for residential, commercial, farm, and ranch applications. Timely, reliable, professional, and courteous service, Travis Electric at 402-882-3280.
5:53 to go here in this first quarter. It's 26-0 Ainsworth.
One thing, Coda, Ainsworth's been a little vanilla on the two-point tries thus far. Just basically some simple runs into the middle, maybe not wanting to show off some of their better two-point plays until they get into a closer game.
And McNally got 8 up on the first two-point try. They went for a pass play, so now they're looking at running the ball. Carter Nelson about a 3-step kick here, and he'll kick this one. And this one back there. Kane has it about the 2, at the 10, the 15. He gets some blocking at the 20, cuts back at the 25, and brought down at the 27. 25-yard return for Brady Kane, 160-pound junior.
Yeah, Dalton Jones took on the blocker, and there's big contact, but Kane went right off that block, and a nice return out to the 27. Might be the best starting field position here for the Cougars, but down 26-0 in just about a half a quarter of football. It has been an impressive first quarter for this Bulldog team on both sides of the ball.
I know it is homecoming, but this is what we see every night. Look at the lineup of cars around the field. It's just everybody's here on homecoming night 2022. First down to 10 for the Cougars of Niobrara Verdigre. Going to hand this one back. No, it's going to be a pass play. Cash Wickersham, he's got a man open. It's Vesely, and he dropped it. He was wide open.
Too from Wickersham.
Carter Nelson in linebacker coverage. Ainsworth free safety, nowhere to be found as Nelson tried catching, but that one should have been caught, but it is going to be the third incomplete pass for Cash Wickersham.
It was a nice play action fake on first down, Cody. I like the play call, and that's just a catch you've got to make. You don't get a lot of opportunities against this Ainsworth defense, but the Bulldogs there, Cody, the line of scrimmage, the 27, all 8 players were inside the 30-yard line. There was no safety. There was no anything beyond that 3-yard box.
This is what I've seen all year long. Look at that same thing right here. They're inside the 31, balls at the 27. They're going to go with another rollout pass. This time the quarterback, Wickersham, he's going to be tripped up, going to be just shy of the first down. No, they're going to give him about 2-yard gain. He's going to actually get a first down.
Yeah.
Looks like he was down at about the 36, and they'll give it to him about the 37 and a half.
Aiden Jackman tripped him up, but Aiden kind of bit on the play fake inside, and then they rolled out Wickersham, and he'll pick up 10 yards and a first down, and that is the longest play from scrimmage for the Cougars in their first down.
Yes, with
but that was a case,
to go in the first quarter.
It was a case where Jackman ended up making the play, but he kind of got caught looking inside on that fake and then had to scramble around as Wickersham got the edge and was able to trip him up to hold it to a larger gain.
Blumenstock now on that right end. Quarterback going to go back and keep it again. Looking to pass to Husto, and he is hit by Carter Nelson, an incomplete pass.
And I think Carter actually pulled up on that one a little bit, didn't give him the full throttle as he tried to make a catch, reaching out kind of behind him. Carter had him measured up, and, credit 22. He didn't lower the entirety of what he could have brought on that one.
You have to play smart, especially, I know you're up 26-0, but you have to play smart. You don't want to give him another first down, get him into your territory, which the Cougars can do. This time, Cody Wickersham is going to go out to the right. Pistol formation for the first time here for the Cougars. Husto in the backfield. Andrew's going to bring a little bit of heat. Here's a pass going to be incomplete again. Intended from Cash Wickersham to Cody Wickersham.
Well, it was Trey Appelt applying the pressure. Nelson came on an A-gap blitz, and they had to slide down to stop that, and that left Appelt all alone as he was in on Wickersham immediately, and a good job by Wickersham to get that one away. And you throw those passes into the flats like that under pressure, that bad things can happen a lot of time. You're throwing that football a long ways sideways.
So they did that 90% of the time against Burwell last week, and that kept them from completing a lot of passes. Here comes an option play out to the left side, and ball's going to be loose, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 30, and that's going to be a loss of 8. And that is either going to go, who are you giving that to, Cash Wickersham or Husto?
Yeah, because it never got to Husto, so you'll have to give it to the quarterback. He was the last one who possessed the ball. It'll be a loss of 8 as it rolls out of bounds. Whoa. In fact, they'll mark it at the 31, so a loss of 7. But, boy, the Bulldogs had that option play read perfectly. You couldn't keep it as the quarterback, and the pitch man was covered. That's just well schemed by the Bulldog defense.
I'd tell you, if I'm the coach, I'd send Kinney clear back to the 1. Go all the way back to the 1. As this punt getting ready to be booted away by Crosley. And this is going to be Kinney camping under at the 10. He's going to try to make a move. He did. He's at the 15, the 20. He's at the 25, cuts it up into the middle, and gets to about the 28, 9-yard line.
But you're exactly right, Cody. He backed up far enough for this one. It was another great punt from Crosley, and using that wind at his back, boomed that one away, but a good return of about 19 yards for Morgan Kinney, and the Bulldogs already up 26-0. Code, we still have 4:35 to go in the opening 12 minutes of football here, and the Bulldogs looking to go a perfect 5 for 5 offensively on their possessions.
This will be split out to the right side. Regan Blumenstock as well as Morgan Kinney to left. Appelt and McNally. In by himself is Nelson. He's trying to get somebody to go in motion. They'll go ahead and go the other way. McNally looking to go in motion. Now they'll hand it off to Nelson, and he's going to be brought down.
Yeah, good defense there. That was in there to make the play. Walker, Cotrus, and Wickersham, they kind of teamed up on Carter there. They tried to bring a guy in motion to serve as a lead blocker, and they kind of blew that up. And again, it was on that left side, the defensive end. That time it was Isaac Pavlik that didn't let it get outside, and then the help was there as Carter had to try to cut inside. Really no gain on the play.
Quarterback quite a bit more here tonight than they have been. Twins again, left and right for the Bulldogs here. McNally and looking for the pass. This one going to be batted down as getting through there quickly. Yeah. Was that number 6?
No, Weston Bauer, the sophomore end. He saw it was going to be a quick pass out onto a receiver screen. He knew he wasn't going to get to Nelson, so what do? You stop, you jump, you get your arms up, and was able to get that pass batted. So the Ainsworth Bulldogs, for the first time, really behind the chains here, 3rd and 10.
And I'm not for sure because of the pressures why they've not put McNally back in there at quarterback or not, maybe a little bit quicker on his feet as Nelson, but the heat is coming from the defensive line. They're going to throw this one high. Oh, still should have been caught, I think, by McNally, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Incomplete pass. So that one caught him right in the left hand.
It was a little high. He got one hand on it. I think he was trying to maybe tip it to himself, but a good hold there for...
heard footsteps.
Yeah, Niobrara Verdigre gets a nice stop, and we'll see the Bulldog punt team for the first time.
First stop for the Cougars. They had a nice little go there on their offense on the last set. This will be Nelson to punt from about his own 13-yard line. He'll put this one in the air, and this is Crosley. He'll get it at the 14, and he's going to be up in it. Nice open field tackle by Morgan Kinney.
Well done.
He'll get to about the 18-yard line.
Kinney, the gunner out there, got past his blocker and was able to trip up Crosley right after he caught that punt. Really nice open field tackle on special teams for Kinney. Niobrara Verdigre, though, gets its first stop and will take over at the 19-yard line. 3:34 to go in the first quarter. The cloud bank is moving in as we are expecting those storms a little bit later this evening. They moved the kickoff up an hour because of that.
Be first down and 10 here for the Cougars on their own 18-yard line. This one is going to be another passing play. This one going to be tipped by the Bulldogs and knocked out of bounds. Nice play. Knocking it out of Vesley's hands was McNally. That one almost caught by Vesley, knocked out of his hands by McNally.
Boy, the pressure came from Appelt, and that really forced Wickersham to loft that one as he was hit as he threw it. And lucky for the Cougars that it was not intercepted, but a good play on the Bulldog side for McNally because there was a chance that a receiver could come down with that, so he knocked it away.
Going to the play action pass the last 4 times have the Cougars. I formation. Cash will bark the orders back out again, and Holloway will get in there and right over the helmet of number 2.
Yeah, Husto. It was a good throw again, but immediately under pressure as Wickersham. Landon Holloway is so quick.
Well, he had a little extra help from the offensive lineman.
Well,
right into him.
It's a case where if he lines up over you, and let's say you're trying to run to the right, you want to try to move him left. If he picks the right gap as quick as he is, he's just by you before you can even get your hands on him and set your feet to try to make that block. If he picks the wrong gap, you've got a chance to seal him off and make a block, but if he picks the right gap, he's past you before there's really much you can do.
Another incomplete pass brings it up to 3rd down and 10 here for the Cougars of Niobrara Verdigre. This time again, a play action pass. Has time. Going to throw this one up. Carter Nelson going to try grabbing it. It goes through his hands right into the hands of the tight end, number 44, Walker Contros. And that one is going to go from their own 19 down to the Ainsworth 12-yard, make that 7-yard line.
Nelson was about 4 inches shy of batting that one away, and then Kinney has to make the touchdown-saving tackle. But from the 19 down to the Ainsworth 8-yard line.
Wow.
That'll go for 53 yards. I was just going to say Wickersham was 0 for 7 throwing the football, but he gets that one dropped right into the hands of Walker Kotras.
So that is either Ainsworth, of course, not playing as safety and just biting on the run all the time, and a great play call by the Cougars. And now they're in the West Plains Bank zone, and they have it first down and goal from the 7. Back to that I formation. See if they start pounding it on the ground. If they stick with that play action pass, they do. Ball is loose, and nice tackle for a sack. That is going to be Regan Blumenstock after it was bobbled by the quarterback, Cash Wickersham.
Yeah, they wanted to run a little counter play, Cody, and they just mistimed the counter handoff, and Wickersham hit his running back in the leg, and it bounded free. He had to go retrieve it, and then you could just see him just kind of brace up, knowing he was going to get hit hard as soon as he went after that football.
8-yard loss, bring up a second and goal now from the 15. Tight end on the right side is Vesley. Left side is Weston Bauer. This one is going to be a quarterback keeper out the left side. And again, Regan Blumenstock going to swallow him up back about the 18, 19-yard line.
Yeah, Regan just beat his blocker to the spot. There was somebody who was supposed to get out there and block the Bulldog end, number 11, but Blumenstock literally just beat his blocker to that spot, and Wickersham still tried to go outside, and when he did, instead of trying to cut it up inside, there was nowhere to go, and Regan with just a fantastic play, and that's another loss of 5 yards.
So that's going to bring up now third down and goal for the Cougars of Niobrara Verdigre on the Ainsworth 20-yard line. Now under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Ainsworth 26-0. They lead here. 2-down territory for the Cougars here. Going to go again with the play action pass.
They're trying to set up the screen. And it's intercepted.
At the line of scrimmage, and he is going to go for a touchdown from the 25-yard line.
Yep.
All the way. He picked it off at the line of scrimmage, and Trey Appel, he says, you know what, you won't throw me a touchdown pass a little bit ago. I'll just go ahead and take one myself to the house.
55 yards. You could see they were trying to set up a screen. 3 Bulldogs broke free. Appelt stopped from that the left defensive end spot, and when Wickersham tried to throw that screen pass, Appelt just used that 6'4", 6'5" frame, jumped up, snagged it, and Wickersham couldn't see Appelt because there were 3 Bulldogs bearing in on him. They had the screen set up, but Appelt just made a fantastic play and a 55-yard touchdown return.
That is going to be now the 15th turnover created by the Bulldogs on the season in 3 games in 1 quarter.
Boy, they are aggressive, Cody.
Oh, wide open was McNally, and he missed him. And then it's knocked down by number 14, Preston Crosley. And the 2-point try is no good. Greg, 1:35 to go in the first quarter. Your take on the Bulldogs so far?
Well, they're super aggressive defensively. Ainsworth 8 in the box. They bring pressure from everywhere. I tell you what, it's kind of a college scheme in the fact that they'll show a blitz one gap, won't bring it that way. They'll bring it from somewhere else. They'll try to disguise it. But you put 8 guys in the box. I mean, yes, if you're successful doing that and don't have teams that can beat you over the top and you just trust your athletes and trust your speed, you can get away with that. And by doing so, you make it really tough on an opposing offense to get anything going because you are just downhill all the time.
1:35 to go in the first quarter, 32-0. Ainsworth injury reports being brought to you by Rangeland Rehab. We do see the Ainsworth Bulldog, Regan Blumenstock, being tended to on the sideline here. At Rangeland Rehab, physical therapist Brian Doak, along with professional staff, are trained on many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain from shoulders, neck, back, hips, knees, and feet. They also help with a variety of balance issues, strengthening, whether the injury occurred on the playing field, work at, or at home. Give Rangeland Rehab a call, 402-387-1600. Regan Blumenstock getting up now as Ainsworth. Carter Nelson will kick this one, and it's in the end zone. That should be touchback. They'll let him run it out to the 14 before he's lit up, and that is, again,
big stick that time. Jacob Held. Jacob Held makes the stick, and I think got part of his teammate there. Owen Blumenstock was low, and Jacob Held just came in and finished off that play, and he got quite a bit of Kane, and he got quite a bit of his teammate as well as it ends up at the 15.
Yeah, they'll get forward progress to 15, so it doesn't matter. But in high school football, it goes into the end zone.
Yeah, if it breaks the plane.
It's a touchback no matter what.
Pretty close on where he caught it, but it did look to us like he broke the plane with the kick. But either way, it's at the 15-yard line.
Wyatt Shabram, Cody Wickersham split out to the right. Quarterback getting blitzed hard. Here comes Ainsworth, and it is going to be.
Yep. A good play by Wickersham just to get rid of that football. Trey Appelt was all over him along with Ethan Furno. Furno came in on a blitz, and that forced Wickersham to try to bounce it outside to the right, and Appelt was there. Appelt had him up high. You start worrying about kind of a horse collar or face mask as high as Trey had him.
Oh, no.
Now we've got a flag.
I actually like to know.
It isn't intentionally grounding. Boy, did he get it back to the line of scrimmage, I think is the only.
He was outside the box, and he got it because he was outside the box. He got it to the 15.
Did he get it to the 15? That, I think, is what they were discussing.
They just discussed that.
Yep, it has to get back to the line of scrimmage. This is a new rule we talked about. You can get rid of the football if you're under pressure like that. It's a safe. They're trying to help protect quarterbacks because that used to be, if there wasn't a receiver around, it was grounding. But the ball has to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is where I think it was very close. Did the ball reach the 15? It'll be a loss of down. They do call it grounding, and they'll only mark it a 5-yard penalty instead of from the spot because he threw that from inside the 5 as Appelt had a hold of him. So it'll be a 5-yard loss of down penalty.
And to clarify that rule, it either has to be an intended target there within a couple yards or back to line of scrimmage.
Right.
Here's a little sweep play and nothing doing. Nice little move by Cody Wickersham, who will actually pick up a yard and a half here after what looks like going to be a 2-yard loss, but it brings up 3rd down and 13.
I would call that a very hard-earned 2 yards as he was able to get past the initial tackler, Owen Blumenstock, but McNally was right there to clean it up as he tried a spin move. So 3rd and 13. Other than the one big pass play for 53 yards, it's been really tough sledding for Niobrara Verdigre offensively. Final minute in a 32-0 first quarter for the Bulldogs.
Well, again, it is that I formation. They've been doing a lot of play action from this I formation. This time a sweep out there. Wickersham makes a little move. Oh, boy, he's lit up by Owen Blumenstock, number 5, and then finished off by Regan Blumenstock.
Well, and Ainsworth played that beautifully on the edge. They wanted to get outside. Carter Nelson and Trey Appelt set that edge that there was no way they could get that ball outside, so you have to cut it up, and as soon as you do that, there comes the Bulldog linebackers in the flow, and they take care of it.
Carter Nelson going to go back to about his own 30-yard line, get ready to punt this one away as Preston Crosley here. Crosley gets the boot into this one.
He's a nice punter.
This is going to be Nelson, going to pick it up at his own 32. He's got some blocking, gets to Cougar territory at the 30, and he continues to make his way to about the 19-yard line.
Boy, it looked like maybe he was just going to go out of bounds, and at the last minute said, nope, I'm just going to fake you like I'm just going to jog this one out of bounds, and I'm going to put a foot in the ground, cut it back to the left, and boy, a big return from about the 30-yard line.
And that is finally the end of the first quarter, Greg.
Boy, that is a big first quarter for the Ainsworth Bulldogs. Do they look impressive? 32-0. On the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, they hold Niobrara Verdigre to negative rushing yards in the first quarter. They forced 2 turnovers, 1 for a touchdown, put up 5 scores, and they have a big lead heading into the second 12 minutes. We'll come back with a second quarter of football from East City Park after these messages.
Sylvia's Insurance Group was instrumental in the development and expansion of a federal insurance program called Pasture, Rangeland, and Forage Insurance. To learn about PRS from the company that helped bring it to the market, call me, Carrie Hess, at 402-340-0567.
Well, again, they put 12 minutes back on the clock, and we head into the second quarter. Greg, I know you'll never see him there, but the only place that Carter really hasn't played so far is on the line of scrimmage, and he's been handy. And I tell you what, it takes the whole team to do so, and the offensive line and defensive line. How about the likes, again, of Landon Holloway and also Trey Appelt on the defensive side of things?
I'm really impressed with this Bulldog team, the athleticism, the versatility. I mean, you have Carter Nelson that runs for a touchdown, throws for a touchdown, and catches a touchdown on the first 3 Bulldog possessions. But that Bulldog defense, you're talking about a unit that surprised you a little bit. You thought maybe Ainsworth would just try to outscore some teams this year. This is a defense that is tough to prepare for.
Gave up a big play, but then turned around and picked it off and got an interception for a touchdown. First down to 10, Ainsworth from the Niobrara Verdigre Cougar 19 after the fine return on the punt by Carter Nelson. He is your quarterback. Carter going to hand this one off to the left side. This could be Kinney looking for some lead blocking.
Boy.
He has 5 yards. He has 10 yards. Cuts it back in. Looking for that end zone. He's down inside maybe the 5-yard line.
Same thing. Sweep to the left this time, but every time it is Reagan Blumenstock out there leading the way. If he's pulling from that guard spot, but he gets out there on the edge and sets that edge, and he has keyed a bundle of big Bulldog runs. That'll go for 15 more for Kinney.
First down and goal from the 4. Ainsworth in the West Plains Bank red zone here, looking to put up another 6 on the board. Split to the right will be McNally. Tied on the left end is Appel. Quarterback, keeper, trying to get to the outside. Nice block by Kinney, but now what do we have
that's
here?
A face mask. Carter got ripped down by the face mask there. Husto came in kind of high, and you could see Carter's head kind of spin sideways as he got taken down at about the 2-yard line.
So personal foul. That
Yeah, well, regardless, it'll be half the distance to the goal down to the 1, but maybe an automatic it's first down regardless.
Yeah.
So
well, they had
Bulldogs will
goal
keep
from the 4. Yep.
Bulldogs will keep the down, a couple yards for Carter on the carry, and then half the distance to the goal on the face mask penalty. Nope, they call it a hold. Oh, I'll take
Blocking
that back.
the back by Ainsworth.
I thought that was a face mask that it came in there from the back, but got a little ahead of myself there, blocking the back against the Bulldogs. That's a second Bulldog penalty, and this will kind of put the Bulldogs back a ways on this goal-to-go play.
We go from the 4-yard line back to the 16. So that cost Ainsworth 12 yards on that penalty. 12 yards for the Bulldogs. And it'll now bring up first down and goal from the 16. Going to hand this one off to Kinney. He finds a hole. He tries to dance around a couple of guys. He'll get back down to about the 5-yard line.
Well, you can see the adjustment Niobrara Verdigre is trying to make. They're trying to get outside of Blumenstock. That time Blumenstock kicked out the defender, and Kinney had to cut it up inside. But he'll pick up yardage to about the 7, so that's a gain of 8 for Kinney and set up second and goal. But, boy, the Bulldogs have really found something with Blumenstock, and he's really kind of just lined up as a off-the-ball tight end.
Kind of like the wingback we used to have in 11-man football. This time Nelson going to keep it off to the left side. And he bulls through about 5 guys in. Oh, we have a flag at the line of scrimmage.
That was all Carter Nelson, but another hold, it looks like, at preliminary against the Bulldogs. That's going to take away just a fantastic run from Carter. Defenders bouncing off him.
Well, great
he looked like he was going to be caught in the backfield and just shed that tackle and then got around the left side and broke 3 more on his way to the end zone.
Bulldogs had 116 yards in penalties last week, and the hanky continues to fly out there.
Yeah, they're going to get called for their second holding penalty here down in the West Plains Bank Zone. This will push it back to the 16. So this one an 8-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and the Bulldogs second and goal from the 16. So, wipe that touchdown off and try again.
A lot of yellow on the field, 11:08 to go here in this first half. Out leading the block, Ainsworth trying to get Kinney back to about the 10-yard line.
Pretty good run there from Kinney, but a much better job by Niobrara Verdigre stringing out these plays to the edge now. They're not giving Kinney the edge, and that one coming up from a defensive back spot to force it in was Coy Wickersham to get to help, but they are really flowing out there to try to force Ainsworth to cut it back inside.
Third and goal now from the 10 for the Ainsworth Bulldogs.
Been an interesting little goal-to-go drive.
We haven't seen McNally at quarterback since a lot of pressure has come. Wide open is going to be upheld in the end zone for a touchdown. He broke free. He has now caught 5 passes, 4 of them for a touchdown and an interception on the year. He has a touchdown through the air and an interception. Does Appeld, and Ainsworth leads 38-0, 10:28 to go in the first half.
Boy, you just pick your poison. You sell out to try to stop the run, and the Bulldogs hit you with a play-action pass and sneak Appeld out from that tight end spot, and you just don't account for that when you see a big guy at 55 thinking he's a blocker, and pretty soon he's leaking out into the end zone.
And we have a 2-point try up and coming here. And this can be Carter Nelson looking for some blockers. He'll lower his shoulder, and then we have another flag. I tell you, I don't know what that one was. You're at the line of scrimmage, And what do we see?
Let's check it out. I'm guessing it might be, we'll see where it was, maybe a block in the back.
There was nobody out there. Yeah, I was going to say, no, he was in, but there was nobody out there besides Red's jersey until Carter lowered the shoulder on that left end.
Well, I'm still waiting to see a call. It's against. Did they say he was stopped short of the goal line, first of all?
Holding on the Bulldogs.
Okay, so they'll have to try for 2 again because I thought Carter broke the plane diving into the end zone, but they're going to back it up for the try. And 38-0. Tell you what, Cody, this is something to watch. I watched this several years when North Central had really good teams. It's these 2-point plays. When you get into against good teams in close games, these plays are so huge. You don't think about it, but 3 successful conversions is like another touchdown. So
they go to Nelson here. He split to the left with McNally at quarterback. They're just going to throw this one up in the end zone. And Nelson can't catch it as it's out of the end zone. And that, with 10:28 to go, will go incomplete. 2-point try, no good. The flags are starting to pile up for the Bulldogs, but so are the points, Greg.
Cody, I think everybody along the field knew where that football was going, and Niobrara Verdigre had 2 and was trying to get a third guy over there.
And the third guy was out of bounds line.
To try to jump with Carter as they tried to throw it into that corner route into the end zone. So the Bulldogs have misfired on 4 of their 6 2-point tries. In fact, has misfired on 5 of their 6 2-point tries. So, again, it's not going to be a factor today, but keep that in mind when you start seeing some of these better teams. Those are going to be key plays.
Coach Owen trying to get in a little bit of an explanation out there. What's happening? He says, everything's coming on that far side out there. Tell me what my guys are doing on that far side. And so now it'll be Ainsworth get ready to kick it out this time. They'll kick from left to right with 10:28 to go here in the first half. A long first quarter, Greg, we had with the scoring.
Turns out the clock doesn't run much when you're stopping for touchdowns and kickoffs.
It's 6:49, and it's still 10:28 to go in the first half. Homecoming night 2022. Ainsworth will send back to kick again. Carter Nelson, he will stand at about the 33-yard line when he gets ready to boot this one. Back there is number 14. That's number 4, Brady Kane, is going to be in the end zone. Nelson is going to kick this one through the end zone.
Yeah, he's got the wind at his back now, and that one's all the way back to the track, so somebody's got to track that down. Kane just went 30 yards backwards into the track to retrieve that, so kicking with the wind. He was getting him to the goal line against the wind, and now booting him with the wind. That one was not going to have a chance to be returnable, let's put it that way. I was going to just check the radar here quick, Cody. The wind out of the east at 12 miles per hour, and we do have rain on the way, it appears, as there's a pretty good wall of moisture that's almost to Valentine that goes into the South Dakota country all the way down toward Tryon. It's a big wall, so it may get to us.
High formation. This is Wickersham to Wickersham, and the Bulldogs eat him up. Furno was there early, and he's ran over by Held, who makes the finishing tackle as Furno gets up shaking an arm here.
Cody, 3 Bulldogs met him in the backfield, and I think Furno took the worst of that as Held came in and cleaned it up. Tell you what, Jacob Held, just a sophomore, fullback, linebacker, he's looking to put a hit on somebody, and that time he got Ethan just as much as he got the running back, but it's another loss of 2, and Niobrara Verdigre just cannot get anything going on the ground game.
Finley checks in for Holloway at the nose guard spot here. Again, an I formation here for the Cougars. They've been going with a play-action pass. We'll see if they do so here. They do. Going to look to throw this one up. This ball is going to be tipped, and it's going to be batted again, intended for number 44, Walker Cotros.
Boy,
incomplete.
Pressure, Cody, in there immediately from Appelt and from Ethan Furno. Furno came on one side, Appelt on the other, and throwing off his back foot, Wickersham just no chance to set his feet and try to get anything on that ball. It was literally throw it before you get blown up.
By the way, last play that they had was a 2-yard loss for Cody Wickersham, and that one incomplete. Now brings up 3rd down and 12 for Niobrara Verdigre Cougars on their own 13-yard line, looking for some positive, Greg. They did get some good yardage in that last series, but interception stopped that drive. Here it is, 3rd down and 12. Play action pass once again, looking to Husto. Blocked down by McNally with the double hand swat knocks that ball out of the air.
Boy, and again, it was Landon Holloway in there in a heartbeat all over Wickersham. He just tried to scramble to his right and unleash it. But, Cody, when you're 1 for 11 passing, you got a lot of clock stoppages. We still have 9:35 to go in the half. Ainsworth scoring quickly. Niobrara Verdigre's resorting to have to throw it on about every play.
This will be Preston Crosley to punt. He's on his own end zone. We'll punt this one away. This one goes off the right of his foot. And this one going to bounce down about midfield, about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, still not a terrible punt from Crosley. This one held up in the wind a little bit, and Ainsworth will take over just on the Niobrara Verdigre side of midfield, but a 38-0 lead here on homecoming for the Bulldogs, and it's just it is quite the difference a year makes with this team. You are seeing them mature in front of your eyes. Even, I'm sure, Cody, from game one to now, you're just seeing Ainsworth clean up a lot of little things. And
amazing.
And, wow, this defense has been as impressive as anything for this Ainsworth team.
McNally back at quarterback, going to hand this one off into the hands of Kinney, and Kinney's going to be brought down.
Yeah,
There's
nice
a face mask call from the back judge, I do believe.
I think it was the second guy. Cody Wickersham came in, knifed in, and got him low at about the line of scrimmage. But I think that second guy came in and got the face mask on Kinney. So we'll see. Let's make it official. I thought we had a face mask on the other one that ended up being a block in the back. So
face mask.
Yeah, it looks like a 5-yard potentially.
It's a 5-yarder.
So the Bulldogs will keep the down. That is just the second accepted penalty against Niobrara Verdigre for 10 yards. Ainsworth penalized 3 times for 35 yards.
So Kinney gets a 2-yard gain there, it looks like,
Yep,
Greg?
he will. He'll get 2 yards, and then they'll add on 5 more with the penalty, so second about 3.
So they're going to have, it looks like Crosley manned up against Carter Nelson. They're going to throw a short pass to Appelt. Nice catch by Appelt, and he'll lean forward. He has a first down around the 21-yard line from the, looks like from about the 33 to the,
You told me all he does is catch touchdown passes. He only has 1 of those on 3 catches.
Well, I won't say this very loudly, but Nelson was wide open on the other end. They elected to go on the other end, and now how about this? He's got 6 passes, 4 of them for touchdowns.
Well, that is his 3rd catch of this first half for 41 yards. 38-0. Still 9 minutes to go in the first half, and the Bulldogs threatening again.
Going to be a short screen pass to Nelson, and he's going to be ate up nicely. Great defensive play there by Crosley.
Yeah, good play by Crosley, as he knew with that bigger target, he waited until Carter caught it and then got him right in the thighs and wrapped up, took him down. So really nice open field tackle by Crosley as they tried to throw that receiver screen to Carter. Believe no gain, so it'll go as a completion. Carter's second catch, but that one goes for no gain.
8.5 to go in the first half. Ainsworth 38. Niobrara Verdigre nothing. Second down to 10 for the Bulldogs. Going to look to hand this one off to Kinney, looking for his lead blocker. There's a great block, and down around the 11-yard line. Going to be close to a first down unless he went out of bounds somewhere closer.
And I think if you've been listening, I don't even have to tell you who made that lead block. You should know who it was.
Who is he going to be just short? I thought he was about 11.
Yep, about a gain of 9, it looks like, for Kinney. But Blumenstock, as that lead blocker, is really playing a good first half. It doesn't show up in the stats, but Regan Blumenstock, the way he is kicked out on that lead play as the lead blocker on those outside runs, just every time he's been right there making those blocks.
3rd and a short 2. They'll put Carter Nelson by himself in the backfield. They need the 10. They'll hand it to Carter. Looks to pass wide open as McNally. They bid on the run. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
And you almost have to. You almost have to on 3rd and 1 play that run and a 12-yard touchdown. Nelson to McNally for the second time. That is the 4th touchdown pass by 3 different quarterbacks. By my count, is that right? Or did I give Kinney a 63-yard touchdown?
He had a touchdown run.
Okay,
yeah.
There's where I messed up.
I
gave him
touchdown
put
run
that in the wrong
63.
line. I'm using your stat sheet, so I'm a creature of habit. That is the 4th touchdown pass. 3rd for Nelson.
Here comes Nelson. He'll go in, and there is a rare 2-point try here tonight for the Bulldogs, and that's Nelson carrying it in, Greg.
So the Bulldogs 46-0, still 8-13 to go in the half. 12-yard pass, Nelson to McNally, and the Bulldogs up 46-0 with still 8:13 to go in the half. We'll take a break, come back with more on homecoming night from East City Park.
Everything for your building needs is available from Century Lumber in Ainsworth. Whether you are starting from scratch, remodeling, or just doing a little maintenance, the necessary supplies are waiting for you at Century Lumber on Main Street in Ainsworth.
Get the good stuff at Buckles Automotive, your NASA store on Main Street in Ainsworth. We carry a complete line of passenger car and light truck parts, as well as heavy-duty truck parts for the big rigs used on your farm or ranch. Buckles Automotive in Ainsworth, one call, that's all.
Touchdown, Ainsworth Bulldogs. Nelson to McNally from 12 yards out. 2-point try run is good for Nelson. And with 8:13 to go here in the first half, it's Ainsworth 46-0, and Carter Nelson to kick one away.
Well, Cody, we are seeing some storms build in. There's a cell to the southwest, so we're seeing a pretty good cloud bank. It's kind of the leading edge with more behind it, so we'll see how much they get in here.
This one is going to bounce and going to hit the up back. He has it at the 10, the 15, the 20, and he's going to be brought down about the 25 or 6 yard line. We'll see who that is.
Yeah, that's not a bad job from Vesley there, because that was a low bullet about head high on that kick. Took a hard bounce, but he kind of smothered it, knocked it down, was able to pick it up. That's one that could just as easily bounce off a leg or off your shoulder pad or whatever and bound away. But nice job to corral it. And Niobrara Verdigre takes over at the 25, trailing now 46-0.
Tanner Robinette, 180-pound junior, running in the play from the sidelines from head coach Jeff Shabrin.
Well, as you take a look,
wind's picked up.
Yeah, it has, and it's cooled down just a bit, kind of ahead of this storm. Niobrara Verdigre is 1 for 11 throwing the football, but doing so, the clock has stopped a bunch.
Cash Wickersham going to go. They're going to go with the sweep play out to Cody, and he's going to be hit hard.
Yeah.
First one to hit him is Regan Blumenstock, finished off by number 7. That's Landon Holloway.
Well, Blumenstock played that just perfectly. He wanted to get outside. Blumenstock set the edge, forced him to cut back, and as soon as he stuck his foot in the ground and tried to cut inside, Regan dove at his leg, got a hold of him, and then help came, and that's another loss of 2. Cody, in the first half, Cody Wickersham has carried it now 8 times. 5 of those 8 for losses, 1 for no gain. His longest run has been 4 yards.
Wow. Second down and 12 from their own 13-yard line here. Just a freshman in Cash Wickersham. He'll roll out to pass. He is going to be hit on the outside. What a play. The ball's loose.
Trey Appelt took on 2 blockers, fought off both of them, and then just corralled Wickersham. Trey Appelt plays a little angry, Cody. This is a kid that ran cross country last year, and he is playing with his hair on fire, as Steve Camp would say. Took on 2 blockers and then just
Steve Camp says hair on fire?
Yes, he does. Well, because he never wouldn't know what that's like. So that's another loss of 5, and that time Cash Wickersham loses the yardage, but Trey Appelt, a really good play defensively. These Bulldog defensive ends with Temple and Appelt, so strong, they're quick, and they're setting that edge and just not letting them get the corner at all.
7:15 to go here in the first half, 46-0. We have a delay of game. Back judge throwing the flag, so that's going to be another 5-yard penalty.
So it'll be third and extremely long here. We do have this kind of storm cell to the southwest we're watching, and you wonder if they have a lightning delay. Do you almost say, well, this might be good enough tonight, or do you officially have to?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know either.
Well, of course, we still have coordination after the game, too.
Yeah, they didn't mark off any penalty yardage, Cody.
So it stays third down and 17. Pass going to come through the middle. I think I just saw a bolt of lightning. This one over Moody's head and incomplete.
Yeah, Kellen Moody was there. He had Morgan Kinney kind of boxed out, and Moody's a big kid, 225-pound senior, probably 6'3", 6'4". The pass just a little high. You got to give your receiver, Code, a chance to make a play on that ball. Get it to where he can at least get his hands on it. He's had the size advantage over Kinney.
Regan Blumenstock for the second time limping off. Earlier he was getting worked on the side. Morgan Kinney going to go back to about his 30. Carter Nelson to his 35. Crosley to punt. This one is off the side of the foot and going to go out of play at about the 30. We'll see where they are.
Boy, they'll really walk this one up. It's going to be about to where the original line of scrimmage.
No, they're going to leave it right there. The official is way off to the far.
Official.
Yeah, the white hat was on the sideline over there, and so They're going to say it went out at the 33
I don't know
yard line.
how that is, Cody,
No.
because the ball landed over by the track at about the 33. So I really thought you were going to walk that up to about the 25 or 24-yard line. Not that it's a huge,
but
bearing on things, but that
different ball game, different situation.
That ball landed at the 33 near the track, so you can't tell me that unless the wind blew it sideways, which it didn't, as there's a handoff to Kinney. Good cut inside.
Right up the middle, no flags. He'll go in from 33 out. Like you said, it did not matter.
Just added a few yards to Kinney's rushing total at the 33. And again, two excellent kick-out blocks to the right side. Kinney read it, cut it inside both those blocks, and there was nobody there.
I'm going to tell you this, Greg. This might be the first time he has cut it up. I was in the concession stand line the other night at the volleyball game, and about 10 people said, hey, why don't you start running up that gap right up the middle? And Kinney goes, I'm going to do it tomorrow night. And there it is, from 33 out. Another touchdown. Two big runs. That'll put him over 100 yards.
Yeah, well, he's almost at 100 yards on his two touchdown runs, 63 and 33.
Carter Nelson going to keep it, and he'll walk in, and Ainsworth with 6:56 to go in the first half has a 54-0 lead over Niobrara Verdigre Cougars on our Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
Your Zematic by Lindsay dealer offers replacement parts for any brand of pivot, installation and training, superior service when you need it.
Your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer is Ainsworth Electric Motor, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
Get your game on at Palmer Embroidery and Boutique. You can get your Bulldog gear here. Not just for students, we have all fans covered, including parents and grandparents. Bulldog Pride? It's kind of a really big deal at your locally owned hometown boutique on Main Street in Ainsworth.
Well, nice little run there by the sophomore running back for his second touchdown on the ground here tonight. Morgan Kinney, he has a 63-yarder and a 33-yarder. That's two touchdowns for 99 yards right there. What's he have total, Greg?
Well, I'm not looking at that right now. He had a 30-yard run, a 15-yarder. He's well over 150 on the ground, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued, but I don't think that's for here. I think that's in northeastern Cherry, so that's a little ways away from us yet.
Carter Nelson will get ready to put the boot into this one. Again, he only steps back 3 yards, Greg.
I want to see him kick a couple field goals. That's about the only way he hasn't scored yet.
He did ask a moment ago to kick an extra point.
Might be a case where you need one of those in a tight game. If you can line up and kick a 35-yarder and get it up high enough to clear the line of scrimmage, which he did there, and launches that one. Again, poor Kane has to race all the way back to the track to chase down that football. You think you used to put like a little 5th or 6th grader back there to run that down so the players didn't have to.
Well, they do got a couple of kids here, but they're on the sidelines pertaining to the ball. It looks like maybe a Ferno kid, and also maybe looks like a Pierce kid.
Well, 54-0 as we see some lightning off to the southwest here. It's still a little ways away, but we've got this lead cell that's to the southwest. I was just going to look at the radar and see which way that thing is tracking.
It's going to be split out to the left side. Colt Edema to the left, Twins to the right. Husto is the I-back, pistol back formation. Screen pass out to Vesley. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might lose a yard here. Bring up a second down.
Yeah, I'm sure if that was Blumenstock who was out there to stop that one immediately. And really nothing there. They'll lose a yard on the completion.
That's going to drop it back to about the 14-yard line.
Was that Vesley that caught that
yes,
pass?
Yes, it was Vesley.
So that's the second completion, but it goes for a loss of 1. And that is 2 for 13, the 153-yarder. But 6:20 to go in the half. 54-0 Bulldogs.
New player in, Scott Fernandez, now playing at the nose tackle spot. Number 56, 5'9", 180-pound junior for the Bulldogs. Aiden Jackman also in at the right end. Man in motion, going to be handed off to Husto. He'll bulldoze for about 5 yards.
That might be the longest rush of the first half for Niobrara Verdigre. Husto picks up 5. That is their longest run. No, they had a 10-yarder from Cash Wickersham. I take that back.
Third down, and we're going to call it a long 5. Give it 6. Third down and 6 from the 19-yard line here for the Cougars and Niobrara Verdigre. Trailing Ainsworth 54-0, 5:40 to go in the first half. Again, coronation for homecoming will be after the ball game.
Maybe
barring
inside.
Any thunderstorm activity. Hey, you know what? They ran Parents' Night through here. I went from 165 to about 200 pounds with all the rain-soaked clothes I had on Parents' Night last week. And what do we have? A timeout called by.
Looks like Niobrara Verdigre going to take one with 5:22 to go. Tri-County Bank scoreboard 54-0. Bulldogs in control here on homecoming, on their way to a 4-0 first half of the season.
This is Dave Sears, Ag Loan Officer with Homestead Bank. The ag bankers at Homestead Bank understand the risks and rewards of farming and ranching. We can help you look ahead and plan for a season of success. Stop in or call to visit with one of our experienced bankers today to start your journey. Homestead Bank, member FDIC.
Locally owned and operated since 1953, Nelson Furniture on Main Street in Valentine, where more than the price is right. You'll find a great selection, personal service, and all the elements to make your house a home. Delivery available and financing available to qualified buyers from Nelson Furniture.
Well, again, we want to thank Rangeland Rehab bringing you injury updates. It does look like Carter Nelson might have had a bit of a cramp in his left leg. They're working on him down here in front of us. And that brings in number 3, Ryan Salzman, to play defense now. And run the clock, they said. Go ahead and run the clock, the coaches said. So we're going to have a running clock here in the first half, Greg.
Yeah, they can see that, and that storm is moving a little bit to the north as it goes east.
Here comes a pass, and it's going to be Moody with a nice catch. Oh, no, he can't hang on to it. Ryan Salzman, the freshman, making a great defensive play.
Do they call it a catch and a fumble out of bounds or an incompletion? They do call it an incompletion. Yeah, good play by Salzman. It looked like Moody was going to have it.
The umpire called incomplete pass. The line judge was running down to call it a catch.
I saw one of the officials was going to try to mark it out of bounds where the ball went out to say he had a catch and then a fumble out of bounds, but they must have determined he didn't ever have the catch made. And now on 4th down, again, they are running the clock here with 4.5 to go in the second quarter. Typically in the NSA rule, it's 35 points in the second half to have that running clock, but the running clock the clock will keep running on incompletions, plays out of bounds, and basically everything except change of possession.
Punting situation here. Preston Crosley. Back is Owen Bloom. This is going to be a keeper by Houstone. He's stopped by Jacob Held.
Good job by Held.
4th and 6.
Yeah, good job by Held. Good recognition. And the Bulldogs weren't just running backwards. They were well prepared for that fake. And why not? You know, if you're Coach Shabram, why not roll the dice, try to make something happen for your team? And Houstone will pick up a couple of yards, but he stopped 3 yards shy of the first down.
How about the smartness of a sophomore at linebacker and Jacob Held?
Yep, he recognized it, got right there, didn't leave early, and the Bulldogs will take over, the 23 of the Cougars with a running clock, under 4 minutes to go, 54-0. And we may just see this one come to a close at halftime if you're starting to see lightning to the southwest and more coming in from the west. If this one would happen to get stopped by lightning.
Chris Fernandez, your quarterback, he's going to hand it off, and we're going to have a flag on the play as Kinney will be brought down. But again, new quarterback in. This is Chris Fernandez, 125-pound freshman.
Nice stop from Wyatt Shabram there on Kinney. Personal foul, face mask against the Cougars. So even when they make a good play, the Cougars, they get dinged for a penalty.
Outside the 20, so it will be a 15-yard penalty.
10th first down for Ainsworth coming here via penalty. Niobrara Verdigre has 2 first downs in the game. One, that 10-yard run by Cash Wickersham. The other first down, the 53-yard completion to Kotras.
Now we're going to give him a 10-yard penalty, and it's not a first down.
Yeah, it should be.
Well, they only marked it about 8 yards.
Okay, so we're going to call it 1st and 1. Now there they go. They move the chains.
Yeah.
So the ball, let's see, in the spot at the 12.
From the 12-yard line, they're going to say here. For the Ainsworth Bulldogs, Chris Fernandez, your quarterback. He'll look to hand this off to the hands of Owen Blumenstock. Finds a hole. He bulldozes his way into the end zone.
Look at that run. 3 broken tackles, and Owen Blumenstock gets into the end zone. There's another rusher for Ainsworth.
12-yarder.
And his first carry is a 12-yard score. Boy, Ainsworth putting some teams in Class D1 on notice, and
they're D2 this year.
Yeah, D2, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing you do, Cody, you need to build up as many wild card points as you can that get you that better playoff seed and a chance to host a game and have a little better matchup. As a 2-point run is in for Blumenstock. He gets the TD run and the conversion, 60-0 in the first half.
3:17 to go in our half. It is Ainsworth again, 62, Niobrara Verdigre Cougars 0. On our Tri-County Bank scoreboard, we'll be back with more in a moment.
Todd Flynn Law Office, PC LLC, with offices at 309 North Main Street in Ainsworth. When you need legal assistance and advice on personal and business concerns, contact Todd Flynn at Todd Flynn Law Office, 309 North Main Street in Ainsworth.
Well, here's the deal, Greg. There is 62 points up on the board, 62-0 Ainsworth. But again, it's been a main story. One big play for the Cougars that went over 40 yards, but then the next play they throw an interception for a touchdown. The defense has really, I think, been the story of the year for the Bulldogs.
Well, and if you knew they were going to be dynamic offensively with a lot of skill players, but buying into what Kirk Peterson is working with them on and being a downhill defense, you know what? They're going to play aggressively. If they get beat on a play or two, you know what? We'll line up and do it again, and we're banking that you're not going to be able to hit us with a lot of those big plays and trust our athletes.
Some new players in there. Number 54, Witten Painter, in. Here's this kick going to sail through the end zone. Also in there, as we've seen earlier, number 19, Dalton Jones, a 5'9" senior in there. Number 56, that is Scott Fernandez.
Yeah. Chris Fernandez out there, number 9, a freshman.
He played quarterback just the last series.
Chris did?
Yep, he was quarterback.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep. Number 9. It's kind of hard to see 9 and 8 out there, but yeah, he played quarterback last series, and the running back was Owen Blumenstock.
Jacob Held still out there, so he's a mainly
Witten
starter.
Painter, the right end right now. Ryan Salzman, the left cornerback right now. 3:07 to go here in this first half, 62-0 Ainsworth. And they're going to look to pass. They got a man wide open. It's Husto, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Held after about a 6-yard pickup.
Yep, nice throw from Wickersham there. Finds Husto out of the backfield.
7 maybe?
Yep, 7 yards on the catch. That's the 15th pass already for Wickersham. Husto has his first catch for 7. 2nd and 3, even out of bounds. The clock going to run. 2:40 to go here in the half. 62-0. Stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll see if it's our halftime show or our end of the game summary. We'll just have to see.
And again, as we mentioned, I think with the storm system coming in is why we're doing what we're doing here at 62-0 with the running clock here. Again, Cash Wickersham under center. He'll look to hand it off. Running back going to be hitting the back, but he leans forward, and he's going to have enough for a first down, it looks like.
Yep, Cody Wickersham spun off a tackle at the line of scrimmage and was able to kind of just back his way across the line of scrimmage. He picks up 3. And that's first down for Niobrara Verdigre. Cody, that's their 3rd first down of the half.
And that's going to be Chris Fernandez making in the tackle. Running in is Mason Painter, 5'8", 140-pound sophomore now, going to be playing, looks like one of the linebacker spots with Jacob Held in there. Still one senior in the ballgame. That is Ethan Furno in there, a defensive tackle, trying to anchor this young squad. Look at this. There's still 8 in the box. 8 inside 3 yards here. A little play-action play again here. Here comes Witten Painter trying to make a tackle to knock him out of bounds after a loss of about 3 yards.
Good play by Witten. It looked like Wickersham might be able to get around the corner, but then a nice little bit of closing speed for Witten to get him out of bounds, and it'll be a loss of about 5 yards.
Yeah, 5 yards. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. Also did see in there, that was number 5. Wyatt Shabram was in a moment ago for the Cougars.
Sam Titus has just come in at the linebacker spot, a freshman for the Bulldogs, number 4 out there. So there's another new Bulldog getting some time.
Hits a bring up.
Oh, also
15.
Titan Trails, senior, getting out there.
Yeah, moved here. Quarterback rolls out. Oh, man, he can pick his poison. This one can be thrown up in the air, and we're going to have a pass for Ryan Salzman. Yeah,
couple flags.
He basically tackled the receiver out there, so that's going to end up being a first down and 10 for the Cougars of Niobrara Verdigre, barring it being a different penalty.
It's a 15-yard penalty. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's not an automatic first down in high school, so barring, depending on where that line of scrimmage started, they're going to get 15 yards, but it may be either just enough or just shy of a first down. They will get the down over.
Right, I think it's going to be about a half of a football. Yeah,
it's going to be close to a first down by the time they step off 15. That's another penalty against
How long are your legs?
That's
and they do give him, it's got to be a touch in the white line. First down, it is. First down and 10.
4th penalty for 50 yards in the half for Ainsworth. They are going to say first down. 4th first down for the Cougars.
48 seconds to go in the first half. 62-0. Ainsworth leads Niobrara Verdigre, the first district game for both teams here. The final 4 games will be district games.
Hard to believe we're already halfway through the football season, Coach. Feels like we're just getting started. Ball's loose on the fumbled exchange. Who's got it? A couple of Bulldogs were after it, but I think Wickersham got back on it.
Well, we had the number 18 picked up the ball for the Bulldogs.
He handed the ball to the official. Mason Painter did.
But they're going to say ball stays with Niobrara Verdigre Cougars.
So no gain for Wickersham as he covers up the fumble, 35-yard line. Maybe time for another play or two.
Taylor Turpin, a 140-pound freshman, wears number 25. He's into the ball game now.
Yep, Dalton Jones back out there, just ran in.
Here comes a pass. And are we going to have another pass interference?
Yeah, that's just, tell you what, that's one for Ryan. You've got to turn and look for the football. He was good in coverage, but the receiver out there adjusted to where the ball was being thrown, Weston Bauer, and Ryan just never got his head turned. That's be a coachable moment on film. Ryan, you're in great position there. You've just got to turn and look for the football. Yep, you've got to turn and
freshman.
Oh, okay. Turn and look for the football there. He was in great position.
He had an automatic interception, basically.
Well, and not even that. Just turn and look for the football, and you don't get flagged for that penalty if your eyes are on the football instead of just running up the back of the receiver who has slowed down to try to adjust to where the ball is. So that's a coachable moment.
We'll have an untimed down. Coming in for him will come Owen Blumenstock here. Untimed down for the Cougars. No time left on this first half clock. 62-0 Ainsworth. You know, that's one of the things. Ainsworth hasn't really even sent anybody back as a safety valve here yet tonight.
Oh, all 8 guys within 3 yards in the box.
Yeah, and
in that tackle box.
Action. Now you'll see Chris Fernandez back up. Here comes another pass. And they're going to throw this one in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That is Coltrus again.
Yeah, nice play by Chris Fernandez getting back there, and that'll be the end of the first half, and we'll just await word on whether we're going to continue on with this one based on the weather.
We are.
So 62-0. Bulldogs put up 32 in the first, 30 more in the second, and have a 62-0 lead here on a happy homecoming at the break for the Bulldogs. We'll take a break, come back with our Tri-County Bank halftime show after these messages.
Jones Salvage of Ainsworth, proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics, has new steel and windbreak steel available, tractors and vehicles, and pays competitive prices for scrap iron, vehicles, and farm machinery. Call Tom at 402-382-8004 or Willie at 402-382-8784.
For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Bassett. Pride Grain has a variety of marketing tools available to meet your independent marketing plans. Contact Pride Grain, a supporter of local athletics.
Stop in and see Mike Schrod, your State Farm insurance agent on Main Street in Ainsworth for all of your home, auto, and life insurance needs. That's State Farm Insurance on Main Street in Ainsworth. Good service at a good price. See Mike Schrod, your State Farm insurance agent in Ainsworth. Go ahead and improve with Tim's Construction of Ainsworth. Additions, kitchens, bathrooms, roofing, drywall, window replacement, siding, even custom-built homes start to finish. Call Tim's Construction of Ainsworth for a free, no-obligation quote at 402-760-0162.
Well, the Ainsworth Bulldogs trying to go to 4-0 all the year. Right now, a 62-0 first half lead here. They have scored offensively and defensively here tonight. Great offense, and the defense has stepped it up here on a young Niobrara Verdigre Cougar team as the Ainsworth Bulldogs have put it through the air, on the ground, and again an interception return for Trey Appelt as they've put up also Morgan Kinney over 120 yards on the ground, maybe nearly 150 yards on the ground here tonight as he's busted a couple long runs also here this evening. It's our halftime report. It is being brought to you by the Tri-County Banks, and at the Tri-County Bank, they're asking you if you are renovation ready. You can use your home's equity for that special project at the Tri-County Bank. They'll help transition your hard-earned home equity into secured financing for a variety of needs. Stop by the Tri-County Bank in Stewart, Atkinson, Bassett, O'Neill, or visit tcbhomemortgage.com to get started building your future together. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Ainsworth Lady dance team, the Palm Squad out there dancing right now. And so we'll come back, take a look at Greg Kinsey's second half stats when we return.
Don't watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds. in and close to the watched area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information.
Personalized with pictures. As it happens, that's the Ainsworth Star-Journal, hot off the press each Tuesday. The Ainsworth Star-Journal offers a full line of printing services, and you can find them on the web. That's the Ainsworth Star-Journal, located on East Highway 20 in Ainsworth.
Well, again, folks, we'll keep an update on that from the National Weather Service. Didn't hear that beep come in. We are on the halftime report brought to you by the Tri-County Banks. Again, whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance, go local for all your home needs. TCB Mortgage will help you get into the home of your dreams because they aren't just lenders, they're neighbors. Stop by the Tri-County Bank at Stuart Atkins, Ambassador O'Neill, or visit tcbhomemortgage.com to get started. Building your future together. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We did see just a tish of lightning off to the very southwest here. And again, we had that little message from the National Weather Service. Greg, I didn't hear that, but you were doing a little bit of stat compiling there also.
Yeah, I was, and that weather warning just coming in now. So we have at 7:19, severe thunderstorm warning. 10 miles north of Ellesmere, 26 miles southwest of Ainsworth, moving east at 30 miles per hour. There's another one for eastern Cherry, southwestern Brown at 7:14. Thunderstorm located 10 miles, again, northwest of Ellesmere. And it's a pretty well good, just a line of thunderstorms here as we hit the half at 62-0. So barring lightning, it looks like we may try to play the second half.
Just saw an assistant coach come over here and talk to AD Scott Steinhauser here. So,
well, Coach, if you want, let's run through the first half statistics. Niobrara Verdigre ends up running 36 plays in that first half for a total of 43 yards, and when you consider that 53 of those yards came on one completion, that tells you how dominant the Bulldog defense has been. Passing, Wickersham 3 for 16 for 59 yards, 20 rushes as a team for negative 16 yards.
Well, like I said, I kind of knew the Ainsworth Dogs. This is the first time you've seen. I knew their defense was the unsung hero of this team.
Yeah, so 36 plays for 43 total yards for Niobrara Verdigre. For Ainsworth, they only run 25 plays in the first half. 330 yards, averaging better than 10 yards per play are the Bulldogs. They have 211 yards on the ground on just 14 rushes, 7 for 11 passing as a team for 119 yards and 4 touchdowns. Individually, Morgan Kinney, 8 rushes, 166 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first half as they're going to talk to the Niobrara Verdigre coaching staff here and pointing to the southwest. Then you had Carter Nelson, I'll just go quickly through here. 4 rushes, 13 yards, and a touchdown on the ground for Carter Nelson. 1 carry for 20 yards for Tragan McNally, 1 for a 12-yard touchdown for Owen Blumenstock. Passing-wise, Carter Nelson, 4 for 6 for 62 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tragan McNally, 3 for 5 for 57 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Tragan McNally has 2 catches for 50 yards, both touchdowns of 38 and 12 yards. 2 catches for 26 yards and a touchdown, Carter Nelson, and 3 catches for Trey Appelt with 41 yards and a touchdown. So that is a look at your statistics. 25 plays, 330 yards for the Ainsworth Bulldogs. 211 on the ground and 119 in the air. I guess we can talk about our keys to the second half here, brought to you by Ainsworth Motors, your best in the West Ford store on East Highway 20 in Ainsworth. Stop in, great line of Ford vehicles. They've got a beautiful new Bronco on the lot, so stop in, check that one out. The best line of top-selling trucks in America, the Ford F-150 series. So you can check that out. Great service and body shop as well. And it does look like they're making an announcement.
I was just telling the PA guy, we'll see. They're going to do a 30-minute delay, Greg, 30-minute delay due to lightning. So I know they were getting the coaches together. They have Coach Jeff Shabram coming up over here. And so, again, we'll kind of wait. I know we're in our keys of the second half, but we may not have a second half. Coach Shabram walking with the officials here. The head official yelled up to me, said 30-minute delay due to lightning, and so I know they're taking the Coach Shabram, and they're going to find Coach Jesse Owen also.
Yeah, we'll see if they just end up calling this one at 62-0. I mean, you could run out there with a running clock with the JVs and turn it into almost just a glorified JV game.
And they're shaking hands right now on the sideline.
Yeah, we'll see. So we'll take. But I guess how about our keys to the game? Since we're maybe not going to have a key to the second half, Ainsworth Motors. Let's talk about the keys to the game. First of all, for Ainsworth, don't you think it is the aggressive way that they line up 8 in the box? They shoot different gaps. You never know when or where one of those second-level players is going to come diving into a gap. Their ends set the edge. Landon Holloway, a difference maker from the defensive tackle spot, getting inside. But everybody, there's your official announcement. The game has been called due to weather, so that'll be your game final. So we went through those statistics. That'll be your game final as well here.
Well, yeah, I totally agree, Greg. Like I said, I told you earlier, and you nailed it on the head. They're going to make you beat them long. If you do, they'll readjust. You're going to basically have to beat this time a team 3 or 4 times to make them adjust, it looks like here. Yeah. But again, they still have Elgin Public Pope John, O'Neill St. Mary's yet to come in district play.
Yep, so, if the Bulldogs run into a team that can make them pay for being that aggressive defensively and hit them over the top for some big plays, if they can get time for their quarterbacks to throw the football, or if they can block well enough on those blitzing linebackers that they can break a couple of big plays. Ainsworth pretty much sells out at the line of scrimmage. If you get past that first 5 yards, you're through most of the defenders. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see as the Bulldogs move forward, but right now they're putting some things on tape that teams are really going to have to, in a week's time, trying to get ready for this Ainsworth team on both sides of the ball. It's a tall task to, in a week of time, prepare for a team that's this multifaceted on both sides.
And Greg, when I did my coach's corner with Coach Jeff Shabram, he said, we're going to have to play spot free, everything free. Ainsworth's going to have to throw some turnovers our way for us to be there. He says they are probably the most athletic team he's seen in a long time in coaching, and that's what's happened. And, Niobrara Verdigre, I tell you what, once they start finding those guys and catching those passes on the play-action passes, I thought those looked really good for them. They got some penalties down towards the end a little bit. Might have been a little bit difference maker, you had some second-teamers in there, but I thought they did a great job doing that play-action pass.
And Cody, Niobrara Verdigre, obviously they knew they had a young team coming in here, so you don't take anything away from this team. Certainly not the first team Ainsworth has kind of made look like this in this 2022 season. For Ainsworth, really, they might just still be scratching the surface with this team. You got to realize this is a team that maybe they won their season opener last year? One game?
Yeah, a couple games last year, I think, yeah.
And this is a team that is still just trying to learn how good they can be.
Right.
They're going to get tested down the stretch here, and those are going to be important games when you look at St. Mary's and Elgin Public Pope John in particular, as far as, you look at playoff seeding. It can make so much difference on where you get on that draw, but I'm not sure this team, even in a game like this at 62-0, has really unlocked its full potential or knows exactly how good it can be. I think after the Burwell win last week, they're starting to believe as far as, hey, when we walk out on that field, we expect to win, and that's a mindset. Right. We had that mindset years and years ago. You did, we did. But I thought about these Bulldog teams over all these last several years where they've struggled with numbers and struggled with wins, and thinking you're putting yourselves in those players' shoes, motivating yourself to get through a week of practice when you just kind of knew the season was a struggle. You were being on the wrong end of some lopsided games. That just kind of gets to be a mindset. It's tough to make yourself continue to work that hard when you just see that outcome not go your way. And a lot of it, it's not anything. It's not anything against kids at all. It's just a case you were an 11-man for a lot of years against just some overwhelming numbers of athletes and talent compared to what you had out there. And so to see this go the other way, and now to see Ainsworth going through these practices knowing, all right, we expect when we step on the field to be the dominant team, and that it really is a mindset change. I really credit this coaching staff. Ainsworth struggled numbers-wise football in the last numerous years. There, I believe, are 55 boys in 9th through 12th grade in Ainsworth High School.
There's 30
and
of them
they're
out.
close to 30 of them out for football. That is a culture change.
That is.
Right there for this program to get more than 50% participation from your boys in high school that are out and being a part of this team. And it shows up in so many different ways. You get to have a JV season and prepare some of these younger kids. You get to have a full scout team and prepare some of these other kids, and prepare your starters by showing them a decent look on the scout team. So it's really, there's so much to be said when you start building a program, building your numbers, and you're starting to see the results.
Quick announcement for you folks that are leaving home, leaving the football field. The coronation will be held at 8:30 tonight at McAndrew Gymnasium. Again, Ainsworth High School homecoming coronation tonight at 8:30. At 8:30 in the McAndrew Gymnasium. We'll be back with Coach Jesse Owen right after these words.
Buckley Steel Incorporated of Ainsworth. Not only do they offer complete metal building construction for your every need, they also supply your crane needs with their 28-ton crane that can reach 152 feet with just a 15-minute setup. That's Buckley Steel of Ainsworth.
Well, here on KBRB, as we get ready to wrap up our broadcast here tonight on a shortened game due to the weather, Ainsworth wins it 62-0. Called at the halftime as we do have some severe thunderstorm activity off to our east and southeast. Head coach Jesse Owen joins us. First of all, Coach, I've said it many times on the phone and through text message. Congratulations to you and your wife as you welcomed a youngster in and you hand the reins over last week to a couple of coaches and win big over Burwell 34-12. And tonight the team is, I told Greg Kinsey, I said, we're going to score points, but what you're going to be impressed about is the defense. And, again, it stepped up big.
Again, yeah, they played really hard. I'd like to see the stats and see what our tackles ended up. But, again, I don't think we had one guy that led the way tonight. We had 8 hats to the football on multiple occasions.
Well, that and offensively, I tell you what, tip of the hat to Riggin Blumenstock. He was out there. He was leading blocker for Morgan Kinney, who busted a couple of touchdowns, up over 100 yards in rushing, nearly 150 rushing for Kinney.
Yeah, Morgan had a great game, and again, you recognize that perfect. Riggin Blumenstock came over at that little wing spot that we'll bring across the formation like a pulling guard almost, and he led the way strong.
Landon Holloway continues to recover fumbles. He has his 4th fumble recovery of the year in 4 games. He was able to find the gaps and able to have either him or somebody else knock the ball out, and he's found himself on top of the football and getting you guys good stops.
Absolutely, and it's good to keep seeing that week in and week out. I think after the first week, a lot of people were saying it was kind of a fluke how many turnovers we forced, but it's happened every game.
Yeah, what do you have? You have 15 turnovers in 4 games now, actually 3.5, but this one called early tonight. But again, 15 turnovers, and that's in 14 quarters. You got to be happy with that.
Oh, it sets so many things up for us offensively too. When we can start a drive in the red zone, it's so big.
Coach, and we talked about it, Greg and I talked about it a little bit, is you're able to bring in other players also offensively and defensively. It's almost, you're just saying, okay, I know you're not tired, but I'm going to bring this dude in. It's 100%. I'm going to give you a breather, and then you're going to go right back in.
Right. Not only that, even if they're tired, we can bring guys in. But the biggest thing for us that we've realized this year is with our numbers, when you got guys playing both ways, and you don't have time to take them off the field to coach them up on certain points, now we can do that. Bring somebody in, let them know, hey, here's what you did wrong. They can come back in and fix it.
We have mentioned this every time we've talked Coach's Corner, our post-game, game by game. You could have been easily forced. The kids could have easily came out and, said, all right, this team's won one game this year. We know what they have. We're going to go ahead and just maybe take a play off here or there. But this team, I do not see a play being taken off by the 8 guys on the field.
Not at all. Again, like you said, something we preach all week. We're still, again, not in the position to overlook anybody. So week in, week out, we're going to get better, and we're going to give it our all. So.
Well, Coach, next up for you, Chambers Wheeler Central, winless on the year, but you're in district play. The team with the most points that leads at the end of the season gets the automatic bid to the state football playoffs. I know it's a little bit early to talk about, but it's the buzz of Ainsworth right now. You're 4-0 for the first time. Again, continuing a trend from the class of 93, who their football season in 92 started off at 8-0.
Yep. district play, emphasizing the importance again, 1 week at a time, we know, but it's a tough district out there. We're looking forward to playing, your Elgin Public, Pope John's, your St. Mary's, Boyd County, and Chambers left.